First, I'm going to get my hair up and get some gel on. We are going to do the ZIIP routine. I'm going to run through my skincare routine and share with you a quick change I had to make in my skincare routine. I had one of you, and of course the phone has to be on because I have to ask my husband. Welcome to Lives. Hello. I am in a live video, so I'm going to have to say goodbye. I mentioned that I was taping today.
Oh, sorry, there's a flower woman was at the front door waiting.
My flowers are here. Okay, well, I'll get them after my live. Goodbye, dear. So that was fun. You never know what's going to happen on a live. And I knocked over my moisturizer. So I was telling you I had to take a little turn in my, what is my hair doing? My hair is acting crazy. I had to make a little change in my skincare routine because of, I was always backwards on lives, because of some pilling. And you guys were saying, you use a lot of serums. Do you get pilling? And I do get pilling, and I have to kind of figure out what's causing it and adjust things. So I am making adjustment to my morning, actually my morning and my evening skincare routine for my summer routine. So I made an adjustment. So I'll share that with you, go through my skincare routine, do my anti-pigmentation problem solver program this morning, contour program this morning. Then we'll go through some makeup. I have some new finds, one from Billion Dollar Beauty. I have a new WESTMAN ATELIER mascara to share with you, new to me, and a product that I think I was wrong about when I did my lip care review. I did not really like, or did not think I liked, the BLOOMEFFECTS, their lip oil. It's a hydrating lip oil with SPF 40. So we're going to try that again. I'm rethinking that. My friend Mary at Skin Obsessed Mary, she's like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. I have to retry. And I did retry the Remedy. You guys wanted me to try the new Remedy, or retry the Remedy lip balm. I can't do it. So for me, it just leaves, the key thing a lip balm has to have, it can't have that film that, like, after you've done talking or if you're drinking something, it can't have that film that kind of coats the inside of your mouth by accident. And that's what the Remedy does for me personally. But I am willing to try the BLOOMEFFECTS again because Mary's like, it's my favorite. And number two, they came out with a new color in, I think it's mauve moment. So we are going to be doing a full get ready with me. Let's turn on my ZIIP. So you'll find all the extra programs for the ZIIP under their app. So if you're wondering where in the world am I getting all these programs, it's on their app. And I don't really like to have to deal with an app when I'm doing my skincare. But this one, it's super relaxing. I enjoy it. And I am going to turn down the sound because sometimes they have copyrighted sound on their, while Melanie's sharing.
Make sure you
so she's going to tell you what to do.
Wherever you want to contour.
Okay, we're going to contour cheekbones, jawlines, and for me, brow bones along the eye. So I am going to turn her down, and we're going to get our gel on. What I love is she gives you a few seconds to get your gel organized before it starts, and the program doesn't actually start. I do about 3 pumps of gel, and I've already rinsed my face. So you want to put your gel on clean face, and you. Let me see. This contour is, I think it's a 6-minute program. Let's double check. But you always want to make sure your gel is on, but I love the fact that they give you a few seconds to put it on. And its contour is, it sends, so you get a double beep means you have it. And let's see. All right, so I'm just going to get going. As soon as you touch down your globes, the program starts, or so you can wait a few seconds. You don't quite have your gel on. You can get that on. And remember, we always want to avoid the thyroid. Is it on? Yes, it's going. Beep. Yes. All right. So you just listen to the vibrations to do an extra, to make sure you move positions. And at the beginning, contour is pretty intense. I can't remember if it's level 3. That's what I was trying to look up. A level 2 or level 3. But you can see that I am getting some muscle movement along my jawline. You can see that muscle is kind of pulling. You don't want to overdo that because over stressing the muscle is counterproductive to building ATP. So I'm going to do some jawline pulls. So while this is going, it'll hit double beep to let me change side, to let me know to change side. So I try to keep it at 3 swipes per area, and I just keep moving along the areas that I want to contour. So it's just really quick. The contour is a fast and easy little program. And I wipe off my gel. Just gives your face a little lift, and it's a little bit more intense than the lift program that comes straight out of the box. So I was saying that I'm going to be giving you guys an update on my hair loss journey coming up, my 3 years of LED coming up. We have some giveaways coming up in the fall. The fall is going to be super, super, super busy. So I'm super, I guess that's my word today. I'm very excited about that. And if you have any questions about topics you'd like me to cover or any topics you would enjoy me covering, always put that in the chat, or you can send me a DM if you're on Instagram or on any of my comments in my videos. I'd love to be able to give you the kind of content that you're interested in. So if you have ideas on what you'd like to see, as always, let me know. I'm also going to be, I just did a big order of JK Beauty, Japanese and Korean skincare. You guys have been asking for that. So I did a huge order for that. So I'll be sharing, I'm going to call it my 2025, or actually they were 2025 recommendations for JK Beauty, top recommendations on products to try. I have some that I've already purchased throughout the year and have been trying. So I'm going to be doing kind of a roundup. I just put on copper peptide. I have not had the best of luck, I'll be completely honest, in the past with copper peptide. Next is the Tulip, what do they call it? The Black Tulip Regenerative Brightening Serum by BLOOMEFFECTS. Always such long names. And they have exosomes and also multipeptide treatment. So I have been so curious about exosomes. I did exosomes in my last skincare trial, and I used the ones from the Inky List, which I liked. The hydro complex. I don't know. It's going to be in my empties coming up. I have an empties video that I'm taping probably today, and then I have a fails and faves video coming up. So those are 2 more videos that you can count on seeing very, very soon. So exosomes are part of the exudate of stem cells. Now, these are obviously plant stem cells, but you can also get exosomes, growth factors, and cytokines, anti-inflammatories from cells that are from animal-derived, or you can get them from plant-derived. The ones from BLOOMEFFECTS are from their black tulips. They apparently have, I guess her husband, the founder of BLOOMEFFECTS, her husband has a tulip farm, and she decided to create a skincare all around tulips and their properties. So very interesting brand. I've tried their sunscreen. It's a little bit too glowy for me, which I know you're going to find amazing. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do, speaking of BLOOMEFFECTS, share with you their new eye gel. This is also their Black Tulip eye treatment. And I think that's a really good way to explain it. It is more of an eye treatment, but it's kind of a jelly form, which is really nice. Some people can't tolerate creams in the under eye area because they tend to create milia. And though I do have a tendency to get milia, sometimes I do use an eye cream as opposed to an eye gel. But my 2 favorites, or actually my absolute favorite, is the one by Dr. Loretta. She has the most beautiful eye gel, and it comes with this little roller, so you can kind of just cool off your under eye area. I've had terrible allergies lately, so this just feels amazing. And I just kind of roll this around. It helps wake me up in the morning, gets a little bit of the fluid out from the under eye area, preps the eye area, doing makeup, and it's not a cream. So it just soaks into your under eye, kind of gets rid of that crepiness. And while I'm doing my skincare routine, it just soaks right in. So far I'm a fan. I've only used this I purchased it recently when I purchased my second BLOOMEFFECTS serum. So it's been, I'm going to say, around 3 weeks. So I want to use it for a bit longer. I like to use products for around 3 months before I kind of give you my thoughts on them. So it's only been a few weeks, but I am going to continue to use it and give you a review. All right, next step is the step that I've had to substitute. I was using the Allies of Skin, the alpha-arbutin, but I found this is the product that is pilling. So I've had to kind of put that aside for now. And I'm just going to come in with the Mother Science. This is the Molecular Hero Serum that I use with the malistatin, and it's super for brightening. This is the one that I had such good luck last summer getting rid of brightening along with the ZIIP anti-pigmentation routine. So it is a staple in my routine. It's super hydrating as well as helps with pigment. All right, so serum's on. Next up is going to be the moisturizer, and I'm going to use one again with peptides. This is by Allies of Skin. So instead of the alpha-arbutin brightening serum, which tends to pill, I've switched over to their peptide antioxidant advanced firming treatment. It has 13 brighteners, 9 antioxidants, 7 firming peptides, and 5% TEP, teprenone, not an ingredient I've heard of before. This is new to me. And ferulic complex with 3 biotech algae. Anyway, this is a new product, so obviously I don't know a ton about it. It's the first time I've actually ever used it. I'm going to do 2 pumps, and that's going to be my moisturizer today. And then we'll let that dry down for a couple seconds, and then I will jump in with my favorite sunscreen that I've been using that I love under a makeup routine, a minimalist makeup routine. This is the one by the OUTSET. I've also been trying the OUTSET's moisture. All right, let's let this dry down. Then I'm going to put my sunscreen on. This goes on really white. This is the one by the OUTSET, 30% or 30 SPF. It goes on white, but once we let it dry down, it will not be white. And this is 30 SPF, but like I said, because it looks so nice under makeup, I use it on those days that it also goes great over the eyes. No burning, no stinging. And that's really important because I've had such bad allergies. All right, let that dry down for a second. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. If you have any questions about microcurrent or what's coming up this fall, pop them in the chat. We can talk about it. And then what else is coming? Oh, during my fails and faves video, it's going to be so funny. I'm going to talk about my husband's skincare routine. I have had a skincare routine now for what? Almost 10 years, 9 3/4 of a year. It took me a long time to get into skincare, but I finally got into skincare, and I finally got my husband willing to try some skincare. I can't believe it. Now, usually I let this dry down for like 20 minutes, but since we're live, I'm not going to wait 20 minutes, torture you for 20 minutes of me babbling while this dries down. We'll just let it soak in as best we can and move on with the tinted skin tint that I'm going to use today. This is in the color or in the shade 10, and Tinted is one of my new favorite skin tints, and it looks a little dark first going on. I'm going to apply with my fingers and then blend out with the brush, but this is actually kind of a nice look because it gives me a little color. It's a little on the yellow side, but I haven't been able to find the exact shade match for me in this, but this looks nice if I just put a little bit on, blend it out with the brush, tap it out, and then kind of whisk a little bit of it away. Kind of if you have one that's slightly, or a skin tint that's slightly darker than your skin tone, it can help just kind of give you that more alive look, you know? I'm sorry, my nose is just super red. I probably should have gotten the color corrector out, but my nose is so red from allergies. I don't know if any of you suffer from allergies. I had a terrible time I was a minute or two late for this live because I had a terrible time getting my contacts in today. That can happen when I have miserable allergies. Okay. I think this side needs blending a little more. And I've been using this technique of really nice, clean makeup brush to blend my skin tints out. Just give them that. I usually just applied skin tints with my fingers, but I find that using a brush gives them a little bit more of a skin peeking through look. My skin tint's on. I'm going to be experimenting with a new type of blush today. This is $5 Billion Baby. It's a lip to cheek. These are sticks, and I'm a little nervous. I'm going to go with something pinky peach. So we'll see how this applies. Let's see, oh my gosh, this is a lot. You know me and blush, but I've been trying to start here because if I start here in the center, I just have this big mess. Whereas if I start my blush on the outside corner and then bring it down, not going past the center of my eye, I find that I can usually salvage it if it feels like too much. And I have this big bandage because I injured my arm. So that's what that's all about. This is quite pink, but not bad. I don't go below my cheekbone and I don't go in the center anymore because it just makes my cheek look ridiculous. Okay, this is like super red and super like scary for someone who is like terrible at blush. All right, we are going to blend that away. Blend, blend, blend. That's the secret. Like with makeup, if you're kind of new to makeup like I am in my 50s, the key is getting some brushes, and never fear, if you keep blending, you get it to work. So this is a pretty pink blush, and it's highly pigmented. So do be careful when you start these. I kind of like it. I'm not sure it's the most refined look that I've ever tried, but it's not bad. All right, there we go. Kind of matches my red allergy nose. I've got to do something about that. We may have to grab some powder at the end of this and powder my nose. All right, let's move along with some concealer. I thought I'd do, I don't really know if I need it, but that tinted, maybe on the lid, try some concealer. The tinted serum kind of really blended in for a good concealer look. This is the one by Dark Spots Corrector, one of my favorite concealers. And there we go. All right. This is one of my favorites because it's kind of a no-fail concealer. It never is too bright, so it doesn't make your eyes look like they're these glowing globes, and it doesn't settle into my fine lines around my eyes. And yes, I still have fine lines around my eyes even after an upper bluff, which was a surprise to me too. But when you smile, you get lines, and I'd rather smile than worry about the lines. All right, let's brush these brows. I've been tempted to trim my brows, but I always mess those up too. So we're just gonna brush them into place. I do have a new brow product to share with you, the one by Thrive. So we'll see what happens with that too. Okay, so blush on, concealer on, a little bit of foundation, skin tint on. Should we dare to try the Thrive brow product now that my brows are brushed? Let's give it a go. All right, let's see. So yes, I was mentioning that, oh, this is a really interesting brush shape. All right, let's see if I can get this close enough to you so that you can actually see it. I'm gonna do the YouTuber hand, right? So you can see it. See how it's like flat. There's my camera, there we go. It's flat, like a paddle. All right, I'm gonna give this a go. I'm gonna have to look in my mirror for just a second. Sorry, guys. All right. All right, that's not too bad, because sometimes when you do these brow products, you get this big glob and mess. So that's a pretty accurate or pretty precision brush. Let's see if we can fill some of this in too. Maybe that's what the other side is for. All right, I'm not getting a lot of fill. Oops, there's a little glob, but it's also not a complete disaster either. I'm gonna use my brush to fluff these up. All right, it's actually a very natural look, not too over the top. I've been tempted to tint my brows. I used to go to this wonderful woman in California, in Berkeley. We used to live in Berkeley, and she was fabulous. I just walked in and she dealt with them. I feel like I need like a little brow pencil. I might have to fill these in after. I don't have one with me here. So this, I would say this is very much a natural look, but not great for filling in sparse areas unless I'm just sort of goofing up on the, I don't know. Oh, it's for laminating. I'm such a goofball. There's no color to this. This is just supposed to put them in place. Okay, well it does do that. Typical me. But yes, okay, so it does laminate your brows. It does not give any color. I will be doing a brow pencil after this just to fill in those sparse areas. But it does put them into, I wonder if I'll be able to put brow product over this. All right, well, this is an experiment. Let's see, on to the new mascara. Now, this is a Bougie mascara by WESTMAN ATELIER. I do love a bit of nice mascara. This is a nice chunky container. Let me give it a pop. And whoop, 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 whoop. Ooh, and a nice fluffy brush. Do love that. All right. At first go, I do like this. It doesn't apply too much. It's not too clumpy. Doesn't separate the lashes as quite as much as I would like. We'll see how this lasts throughout the day. I am supposed to be doing a huge roundup of mascaras, and I just haven't done it. All right, I wouldn't say this actually makes my lashes curl, but let's see. Maybe a little spoolie action to hold them up a bit. Sometimes if you hold your spoolie up as it dries, you can get them to give a little curl and lift. All right. So far, so good. And sometimes you have to let mascara like sit or set out and dry down a little bit before it can really perform the way you expect it. That's something I've also learned. Okay, so brows done. I was going to do some shadow. I'm going to do a really easy look. I'm going to use my Tartelette and Bloom palette, an Iconic palette, and I'm going to do a little bit of the Flower Child. Sorry, let me get rid of that mirror. That's annoying. Boop, doop, doop, doop. There we go. Little Flower Child over the mobile lid, and then come in with one of the darker colors in the corner. Just super easy 3-step shadow, and then come in with the Bobbi Brown shimmer pencil. What do they call it? This is in their Long Wear Cream Stick in the color Golden Pink. So you guys know how I like a little bit of lighter color over the mobile lid because my eyes are so recessed. So we're going to come in with a little bit of Flower Child over the mobile lid just to cover up those veins. There's a nice natural, just neutral palette by Tartelette, and I will link that down below. It's one of my favorites. Now, of course, my favorite satin palette by Too Faced, they no longer make it. It's the one thing with shadow palettes is they come and they go. As soon as you find one you like, they want to discontinue it. I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher on my brow bone. Hopefully by defining that area, I can kind of define those brows a little better too. You know what? And there's no rule that says you can't use a little eyeshadow. Oh, it won't last as long in your brow area. So let's do a little jet setter. That'll be the way I define my brows today. Just fill them in just a touch. Give them a little definition. Not bad. All right. Brows set in as good as it's going to get today. A little color on the mobile lid. Now I'm going to come in with the Long Wear from Bobbi Brown over the mobile lid. And I will blend this out. Well, it's somewhat creamy, but I feel like I always need to blend it out. And I know some people don't like to do their mascara before they do their shadow and vice versa. I don't find that I mean, there is a little bit of fallout if you do your mascara first. That might cover up your lashes a bit, fallout from the shadow, but not too bad. All right, Minimalist makeup set in. A little bit of lip product. Should I go back? No, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the BLOOMEFFECTS. I'm curious about this new color that they have out in their lip oil. All right, the one thing that the product, I don't know about yet because I haven't tried it enough. But the paddle, you have to be careful with. You don't want to get too much on there. Ooh, that's a really pretty color. All right, we're giving the BLOOMEFFECTS lip oil a second chance. We'll see how that lasts throughout the day. All right, ladies, that is get ready with we done. I'm going to go off and get my hair organized. I have a couple of videos to tape today. I definitely am getting my empties video done because there were I gathered 6 months of empties. I have been so remiss on doing an empties video. And I will be having a sneak peek to you, a few of my husband's empties in there. Thanks very much for being here, folks, and wishing you guys a skintastic day.